The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to the Happiness Jungle with yours truly, the Chief Happiness Officer, Lyn-Dee Eldridge. And today, I know that every time I say I am just so happy and excited to have guests on my show, but I met William. William, you just really, I entered your environment and I felt really great. And that's why I invited you here. So everybody, today's show is about how to create a happier workspace. So if you're working, you could be working from home, you could be working anywhere, right?
Anywhere.
And this gentleman has mastered how to bring on happiness into your workspace. And when you're working in a really happy environment, then everything else seems to be a little bit better for you. So I'm excited to introduce all of you to my guest today, William Novak. Is that how you pronounce it?
Novik, but
Novik.
A lot of people confuse it.
Novik.
But you're good.
Thank you very, very much. So I'm excited to have you here. Hello.
Thank you, Lyn-Dee. Thank you.
Wow.
Great to be here.
I walked into your space. We were doing a Mastermind event, and you were collaborating with one of my inner circle gals, and the rest was history. And when I walked into your place, I felt so refreshed.
It's a neat environment. It's been a work in progress. We've been there for about 10 years, but every year we try to change it up and stay up and open with the times.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's actually going through a transformation right now, so we're getting ready to change it up probably for first of the year.
Right. Well, what I loved about it is that you had, I like to call them nooks, like little areas, and they were comfortable, though. There were nice seats. There was nice, it was just, A
lot of people wouldn't say that about an open environment.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And everything was so welcoming. So you've been in this industry. I want to talk about you a little bit personally.
Okay.
Because
This could get dangerous.
Let's get dangerous. So the reason that I want to do that is because there's many people out there that are in industries. Yeah. And when they're in an industry and they're doing one thing, they kind of feel like that's the only thing that they could do. And you know how you get stale and you feel like, oh God, is this it? Is this my destination? After getting to know you a little bit, I want you to share your story of, first of all, how you got involved in the industry, and how come you didn't stay back in the warehouse?
Well, that's one of the great things with the industry is that pretty much anyone can get into it. You don't have to be a designer. You don't have to be a rock star salesperson. There is a spot within the industry for you, and that's one of the great things about it, I believe. I really lucked out. I was one of those kids where I went in the military after high school because I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to waste my time and money. But after the military, Monster.com came out, kind of dates myself a little bit. But I found this industry through Monster.com and a recruiter, and started as an entry-level salesperson, which was great. I knew nothing about the industry, but I was a good salesperson, and I had some great mentors, and started moving through the ranks as a dealer salesperson and learning the industry.
Right.
And then eventually moved on to the manufacturing side. Our industry is similar to the kind of set up to the auto industry, where you have a manufacturer and a dealership.
Okay.
And then there's manufacturer reps that kind of handle a certain amount of dealerships. And then a dealership may have one flagship line, but then several other kind of A or B and C lines as well. Mm-hmm. So you can work on the dealer side, you can work on manufacturing side. And within both those sides, you can work anywhere from sales to leadership to marketing to design to operations. the whole gamut. So
I really like that. So you didn't find that you kept on hitting your head on a glass ceiling and feeling stuck. You said, wait a second, there's more to this industry.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start raising my hand.
Exactly.
How were you able to get to out of the warehouse into, did somebody go, oh my God, that guy right there, that William right there, he's a very special character.
That's it. It's all who you know. It's all, as a salesperson, every salesperson knows it's networking,
right,
putting yourself out there, meeting different people. And really that's how I had a great relationship with a manufacturer's rep, and he moved on to another position and said, hey, I think you'd be great at this.
Wow,
and
you network to meet other people.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you went on networking, and then you you're the vice president. I mean, that's a big hoot hoot.
It's just a title. I work with an awesome group of interior professionals at COP in New Hampshire. I mean, there's just a great team of people that we have, and that's really the kind of where it gets fun.
Right.
When you have great people, mix it up with a great environment, and you meet with clients, and you can really help them out.
Right. I walked into your workspace. There was one girl sitting in her portal. Is that what you call them, portals? Just space.
Get beamed
a good
up.
Space.
Yeah,
Get
portal.
beamed up, yeah. And most people, not most people, but there are times when you walk into a place and it's after hours and you could really feel what's going on with the person that has to stay later. Now, I don't know if that was her shift. I have no idea, but you know what I did know? She was so happy to be there.
Yeah, Liz she's an awesome designer. She's come a long ways. And yeah, I mean, it just kind of shows the group of people I work with. Salesperson, darn salespeople, at the last minute said, I need this changed. And, she could have easily done it in the morning.
Yeah.
But, she stayed late and got it done. And so
yeah,
she rocks. She's awesome.
She rocks. And she rocks because she's happy. She rocks because she rocks.
She does.
But just having her say, you know what, I'm just going to stay tonight, but it wasn't a doom and gloom. There wasn't that black cloud. I didn't look over her and go, man, they must have made her stay or da-da-da. Yeah, exactly. But nope. She was smiling. I could hear her speaking on the phone. And I share this because together as a team, you're absolutely right. The collaboration and the vibes and everything. But you have to allow yourself to be complimented.
Yeah, you gotta have some fun with it. But truly, I don't know, I'm sure there's other industries similar, but there is really no place for a lone wolf salesperson selling a widget. It really takes a full team of people, pretty much down to the most simple sale. You need this full team of people to pull these things off. So it's not one person that gets all the glory or success. It's really a team effort.
I like that. And a lot of people out there say, well, I can't sell. I would never want to sell. And that's fine. There are industries out there that you don't have to. But our message for you today is, number one, your workspace could be an extremely happy place. And number two, you get to choose where you want to be in any kind of an industry, right? And if you're in an office space, wherever it is, I want you to go to William's website because I think you're going to be very intrigued. So much so that they just might tell their boss or their partner or themselves, maybe we need a facelift.
Glad to help.
Yeah.
One of the biggest challenges, I've spoke to numerous business owners and leadership teams, companies nowadays struggling with this whole open concept.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it's really important that they want to attract and retain the best employees they can get. They may understand their space is important, but sometimes it's just hard to prioritize and we can live with it. This is just our back end house. Right. But really this new group of individuals coming into the workforce, the millennials, they dwarf all generations. And they've really kind of changed a lot of the dynamics. I often say sometimes I wonder if we'd even have the iPhone. You pick the iPhone up, back 30 years ago, there was, you get what you pay for. Analogies of Rolls-Royce or whatever, that quality is linked together with an object. Well, the millennial generation, they came along and said, you know what I want for the price I want it, and the time limit. So
Right.
so you think of the iPhone, that's amazing technology, incredible design, functionality is through the roof, and pretty much everyone can afford one. So you bring it into the workspace. When these individuals come into a workspace and they see a cube farm of like Dilbertville, they're like, ugh, oh my gosh.
What did you
You
call
know,
it?
a Dilbertville or Cubeville, or
okay.
you know, they're coming out of these learning institutions
Right.
where they're comfortable working in groups. They're comfortable sitting right next to each other with headphones on and pounding out the work.
Right.
You know, not so much having their own kind of American, this is my space and
That's
my
right.
space. They're very comfortable being close. So what's kind of key is you don't have to have all open space or all private offices. It's a mixture.
Right.
That's really important. And giving the individuals, your employees, a choice, kind of an activity defined space.
Wow.
So if you need heads down space, you can go here. If you need to work in a group setting, you can go here. And then if you need kind of my home address, this is always going to be my touchdown, you can have, you know, that in a certain area. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to spend a lot of money to do that.
Right.
You really don't. I mean, we help companies and people from a one-person startup all the way up to, you know, Fortune 100 companies.
Yeah.
The whole gamut, we can pretty much, you know, take care of your needs.
I really like that open space. I love that. I love the fact that if somebody doesn't feel like sitting in the cubicle, because it feels like a cubicle, and they wish that they had more of that home setting, like you called it, they could just shift over with their computer, and there they are.
And it's amazing. You talk to some of these business owners, and they're like, "Gosh, I got to pay like all this money to get these top-notch people."
Right.
You know, this is something that doesn't cost any money to give your employees the freedom of choice and transparency and fairness to say, "Hey, today I'm working on this type of a project, and you know, I want to go sit by the window and do some
Right.
brainstorming or something." And it's not, you know, it's a cultural shift as well, because kind of back in the day, if you're not in your seat, you're not working. Today with mobile devices, people are outside of the office. You know, they could be in a park, but that's fine.
Right.
As long as the work gets done.
You know what I love about that is that you're right. It's like, excuse me, are you on break?
Right.
You're going to the bathroom?
Yeah, it's a cultural
You don't
shift.
have that. It's like, I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom. It's right. It's a very comfortable setting. It's just that easy setting that people want to come.
Right.
Versus, call me at 9 o'clock. That's when my break is.
Right.
Kind of. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to say, as well as being collaborative,
Yeah.
it's really hard for people to say, "Hey, let's meet at 2 o'clock and be collaborative over there." It
Right.
doesn't happen. That's not human nature. Individuals need spaces, free spaces,
Right.
that they can go to in ad hoc meeting and then collaborate. It can't be orchestrated.
Yeah. And you find that this is working way better than the old-fashioned ways.
It is, and I'm actually challenging myself. As I said earlier, we're changing our office up.
Right.
And so I'm taking the first step of changing. I have a very large corner private office, and I'm changing it into 3 smaller offices, 3 smaller private offices that are going to be free address. So I'm giving up my office, and I am going to try to live in a free zone.
Huh.
So.
Do you experiment with yourself a lot? You can do your hands now if you want.
Yeah, what do I do with these?
There
I
you go.
don't know.
That's
All right,
that's
that
for
broke that
Carrie,
tension.
right? That's
Yeah,
for Carrie.
that's for Carrie.
That's for you, Carrie. There you go.
It's a Will Ferrell reference,
Yes.
but anyways.
So, what was that last question before we went into Will Ferris?
Do I experiment?
Yeah.
The people I work with, I don't know, they may laugh at that. I guess, you know, I take some risks.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But how else would you
fun.
know what works and what doesn't work,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Wow, dress code, strict?
No, I know someone's laughing right now about this, but no, you know, I think it's important, you know, whatever your individual style is,
Right.
I think you have to own that and be able to rock that. You know, obviously you just need to look professional, and,
That's right.
you know, that's all you need to do.
Good hygienes.
Yeah.
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 You know what I was always impressed with? The first place that I've ever walked into that didn't have a dress code was Apple. And when you walk into an Apple store, and and I don't care what Apple store you walk into, those are the happiest people.
Yeah.
They are like, they have piercings, they've got tattoos, they have shorts on, flip-flops, or whatever they've got overalls. As long as they're wearing the right color shirt, which, you know, divides their expertise, I remember the first time that I experienced that, and I said, wow, right?
Yeah. And the other thing, too, I think is, the brand. You know, there's a lot to do with the Apple branding, and I think for us, one of our key brands is Herman Miller. It's an iconic manufacturer of furnishings, and it's a fun, cool brand.
Right.
It's fun to interface with architects and designers who appreciate great design, and so it's fun to dwell there. But sometimes, not everyone needs the high design, high functionality. They just need something that works.
And every place and every place has to have their code of ethics. They have to have their, you could dress however you want, with the exception of A, B, and C. Just don't do that, and we are all golden, right? Your kitchen space. I'm telling you,
just redid that.
Yeah, these are so important. I remember working in a place, and their kitchen wasn't really a kitchen. Yours is a kitchen.
Yeah. Although I don't know if I would recommend the white countertop. It looks super cool, but the coffee machine, it splatters all over, and I'm forever cleaning it.
There you go. There's a tip for you.
Don't go white on kitchen countertops.
Don't go white. Yeah. Or
it looks cool. It looks very cool. So.
Right. Well, I just love how the whole system is just working, and I can't wait to come and just drop by during the day one day and just see it all, because what I've already experienced was fantastic. And now I'll get to see it with, the breadth and everybody just collaborating in there.
Yeah.
And
we have a lot of fun. We joke a lot. It can be a very stressful industry. And I have new people who join, and they're like, Bill, why do you say it's stressful? And if you think about it, most people who, at least with corporations, and they're involved with a move, or they're rebuilding their space, they get tapped and say, kind of tag, you're it. You need to be responsible, go find vendors and make this happen.
Right.
It's usually their boss or someone that tells them to do that. So it's kind of their reputation that's online. If the space doesn't come out looking good, imagine the whole company telling them, what did you do? This doesn't work.
Right.
So, it can get very emotional. But that's part of the fun, is helping these people through that process.
Right.
Say, hey, we got you covered. We got a great team. They're professionals, and we can make this happen for
I like that. Nobody's just thrown in and left alone.
You don't have to go it alone.
Right. I love that. Do you have any fun days? Do you have anything that's going on that's geared towards more, everybody just like chill out, or...
That's every day.
That's every day, isn't it? See, I knew that was the answer. That's why I asked it, because you could tell. I could see you making a paper airplane and just going right across.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody works hard.
Everybody works hard.
I'm kind of a big, work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
So.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to do, because we have to accomplish something.
Exactly.
But at the same time, as long as we can allow people just to let their hair down.
Yeah, you got to be free to be who you are.
Yeah.
We can't all fit in the same square peg in a round hole or whatever.
Yeah, and we don't have to, not in your space.
No.
Huh?
No.
Oh my gosh. The other thing that really intrigued me is that your company is in what's called the mill building, right? And I'm always fascinated in these old mill buildings and what transpires behind the doors. You have to go down a spiral staircase.
Yeah, it's amazing steps.
It's like the anticipation to where I was going that night.
Yeah.
Because Cammie told me about it. She shared with me. She said, this place is so cool.
Yeah.
And my first experience was the spiral staircase. So it was like that anticipation for it.
No, it's a really neat space, and particularly that space in the mills. There's so much history.
Right.
And I can remember several days, Fortellis is right up above. And going up there, having a hard day, and just run up there to grab some lunch, and you can see all the pulleys and everything up top.
Right.
And just thinking back in the day, there was thousands of people totally busting their butts on whatever it was, wool or fabrics, and here I am sitting in a luxurious restaurant, stressing about minor things compared to what these workers had to go through. So the history there is amazing.
Wow. So I just want to go back and thank you very much for serving our country, but I really want to go back there. And here's why. I know that there's veterans out there that are now just trying to live the civilian life, and they're really trapped. They really feel like, oh goodness. Can you recommend for them, what is the mindset that they need to have in regards to just finding something that they could go ahead and thrive on, like you did?
Yeah, I think one common trait with pretty much anyone who had served is, they definitely went through some difficult times.
Yeah.
And they needed to adapt and overcome. And obviously they have if they're outside. And, just always believe in yourself and, reach out for help. It's okay to ask for help. And I think sometimes, it's hard to ask for help sometimes. But there's a lot of help out there.
Yeah. And you said something about networking. And I really appreciate that. I knew I liked you, William. I knew you were coming on the Happiness Jungle because our show is all about our viewers being able to take something from each one of the shows and being able to go, wait a minute, he was military and he got out, and if he and back then it was really hard because I know that I hear a lot of stories, of acceptance, and it was harder back then when you got out than it is today. But it's still hard.
Still hard, and I think anything with networking, I mean, this is way outside my comfort zone.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is, I don't know if it's coming across I'm intimidated, but this is, way outside my comfort zone. But, I think as an individual, if you're going to grow and move forward, you need to put yourself in this type of a situation and say, you know what, I did it.
Right, and I was invited, and why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
You didn't hesitate.
No, I didn't, but I wanted to.
My goodness.
But if I let myself come up with an excuse, I can rationalize out of anything.
Right.
So I just said I'm doing it, and here I am.
And during the Happiness Jungle show, I've already told you, it's real and raw. It's a one-take Charlie.
Oh, boy.
And I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but I guarantee you that we're going to talk about something delicious that our audience is going to be able to take away.
Okay.
And you're also inspiring people not only here in New Hampshire, but our show is syndicated.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you're touching people, and I want them to know exactly how to get to your website. So, because it does, does it matter if they're in Florida or in California?
No, we have a regional company. Corporate headquarters is in Boston.
Okay.
But we have offices Portland, Maine, Burlington, Vermont, Manchester, New Hampshire, Providence, Rhode Island, and down in Manhattan, down in New York. Yes. So we are a regional company, but we do have a network of installers throughout the country. We install all across the country and work with a lot of big companies. And we can pretty much take care of your needs.
Cool. So why don't you throw out the website?
So it's creativeofficepavilion.com, and it's check it out.
Check it out. Yeah. And you're going to see when I talk about the colors and about how you put together little nooks. Yeah. You're able to see that because you've got a lot of great images on your site. I was traveling through it just the other day.
Yeah. We have a really great group of designers that work with our teams, and they just can hear what a client's work with them with their corporate images and their colors, and just really create a space that kind of supports what their mission is with their business.
Right. Did you go to school for interior design?
No, not at all.
But yet you've learned how to be creative.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it rubs off. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, you've done nothing, you had no desire, you never thought you were going to come out of the Army as an interior designer.
Which I am not.
He is not an interior designer, but what he is
I have awesome ones that work with me, yes.
But you've learned technology
and
swatches and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I get a little bit of anxiety with all of that. Right. I kind of like, give me good, better, and best. Give me my choices, and I'll pick, but that's what designers are for.
And you stepped out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Bravo. I love that. I love that. I'm excited. I give out hearts all over the world.
Yeah.
And all it is like, and I always deal with happy people, but even us happy people, we got some stress and
We got our moments.
We got our moments, right? So it's like something that you just get to fiddle faddle with. So I want to make sure that I give you that.
All right. Awesome.
And I think that you're absolutely, oh yeah, you're incredible. This was a good show. And for our viewers out there, I really want you to realize that there are outlets. You want to go out there, you got to network, you've got to just be open to somebody saying, would you consider being?
Yeah.
Consider doing. If you're talking to somebody and you're intrigued, say, I'm intrigued with that. Can I hear more about it, right?
There's a lot on our website. You can learn more. There's all types of job postings on our main website. So, yeah, check it out.
That's very cool. So I'm going to go over real quick to your personal side. You are married for 21 years. Can you believe? Does he look like he's old enough to be married 21 years? He's a grandfather.
Yes.
He's a two,
right? Little girl and little boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So just let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
And then you went to St. Thomas.
St. John.
St. John.
Yeah.
Last year to renew your vows.
Yeah, 20-year wedding vow renewal. Yeah.
Fantastic. And she's also in sales.
My wife, Carrie, yes, she is. Yeah, she kills it. She's amazing. There's always this little internal competition between her and I. Which
Do you work in the same company?
No.
But there's still that internal competitiveness, that competition.
Oh, yeah.
That's
definitely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. And you enjoy the Four Seasons?
We love the Four Seasons. We've moved away from New Hampshire several times, but we always end up coming back.
Isn't that amazing?
I think we learned our lesson and keep our roots here. So.
I'm with you because there's nothing like it.
It's beautiful now.
Oh, my gosh. I love New Hampshire. So with that, I also want to give you, I know I'm always full of all these little trinkets,
I got
right?
more things here.
So you have a permission slip to always be happy.
All right. My wife will call me. I was like, where's your permission slip? So
should she
she's
have
gonna
one
call
too?
me out on it.
Yeah, should she have one too?
Yeah, that way I can give her one too.
And I normally have to give these hearts out to somebody as individually, but I'm going to give you Carrie's heart.
All right.
Because she needs something to fiddle faddle with you too.
Maybe she should get the nicer one then.
I think they're all nice.
You got another one?
Yeah, I do. I have another one, but you're going to get one of these.
All right,
there you go. So with that, everybody, I hope that you go out there and you really find something that's going to zip your zest, I guess is the best way to put it. Even if you're in an industry and you feel like you're stale, you don't even have to think about what you do anymore, and you're looking to grow, and there's other areas in your industry that you could become more, start stretching out and asking and saying, I'm interested. We never said that life was easy, but we did say you could be happy. And with that, everybody, thank you very much, William, for being on our show. Say goodbye to everybody.
So long, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.